Hello and welcome back to another tutorial on the LaneTalk League Manager platform. I'm your host, Nicholas Fryer, and today we will be looking at some weekly operations here. So currently we are on the basic tab of the League Manager platform. We're going to move over a couple to the Teams tab, and this is your league roster and how you will manage it. So we're going to start off here on week 1. You can see you've got all your team names here and all your players that you've put in for each team. And you can go through your season here. So we've got split number 1, split number 2. We're going to look at week 9 today. So we can see that more players have been added over time. And we're going to specifically take a look at the Energy Savers team here today. So first we're going to start off with how to move a bowler in the lineup, how to change your lineup. So say you have Dylan. Dylan wants to, he's leadoff guy, but he wants to become the anchor. Well, we can change that simply by dragging and dropping his name into the position that we want. So we're moving Dylan from the leadoff to the anchor position. And now let's say we want to add a sub in. So everybody here in purple off to the left-hand side of this line are your active roster. Everyone on the right-hand side are your rostered subs for the team. So let's say Dylan has to be out for a couple weeks. So let's bring in Dave. Same exact thing. We're going to drag and drop him to each position that we want. So we want to swap out Dylan. And we're going to put in Dave. And how long do we want to do this? Well, let's see. We'll go here, save changes. We can apply this just for the week. We can apply this for any week onwards. So the rest of the season. Or we can apply this for a certain number of weeks. So say he's got to go on a short little trip. He's going to be gone for 3 weeks. We can say apply this for the next 3 weeks. And then that will revert back after those 3 weeks. We'll dismiss this to put it back to how it was. Say we need to add somebody to the team. We can do that over here with the little people add button here. We'll click on this. This shows your active roster, your substitutions. You can go in here, give them USB-C IDs if you want, and you can add people as well. So this, you can search for any bowler that's rostered in your bowling center that has bowled in a LaneTalk connected league before. So we're going to search for myself. There we are. We'll add myself. It's brought up my USB-C ID. If I want to change that, I can do that here. Give myself an entering average if I want. We can change my category. Say I'm actually a senior. I'm actually pretty old. I just don't look it. And we can also add somebody if we've never actually had them before. So these right here, anybody that's bowling your center to a LaneTalk connected league, or we can just add. We'll add Dalton Tree. I don't know if that's a real person, but they're going to be today. We'll give them an entering average. He can be a man. All right, so now we've got all these bowlers on our team now, rostered as subs. So you see he's got an entering average. I don't. And the same thing, if we wanted to pop people in or out, we could do that. If we want to remove someone from the team, just click that there. We want to remove them from, I should have said the active roster. If we want to remove the team permanently, just click the little X. What do we want to do? Well, let's remove from the team. All right, what do we want to do with Mr. Tree? Well, we want to remove him from the bowling center, and now he's out. We're going to dismiss that and put that back to the way it should be. Next, we'll move down a team, look at the Pocket Pounders, and you'll see something interesting here. We have Add Player here, so we can click this, and it gives us the option to add somebody. However, as Chuck is outside in the sub place, this will actually be a vacant bowler. So you'll have 2 rostered bowlers, and then when you send out to the lanes, this will be a vacant. And then lastly, that we will bring up the substitution pool. So not only do you have the option for rostered bowlers, but you can also have a sub pool. So we just go down here to substitutes pool, click on this, and then you can see all the subs in your sub pool as well. It looks like I'm already in there. Got Mr. Hood and Palin as well. We could do the same thing where if we want to add a bowler, we can do that. So anybody in here as well. Same exact thing. And add Henry. Henry Mills. Oops, I accidentally copied the text into there. You might not want to do that, so be careful. But if you do happen to do something like that accidentally, well, boy, we can go and fix that. So up here, we have our master bowler list. You could just click on this tab here. This will take you to your master bowlers list. And look at that. There is Mr. Henry Mills right there. We want to edit him. So sometimes this will happen if you have multiple bowlers with a very similar name, or you have a misspelling that was actually corrected over time, or correctly corrected over time, and you need to edit them or something. So let's look at Henry Mills here. We're going to take out that portion of there, but we can also do some more stuff to Henry as well. So let's say Henry's a man, and give him a USB-C ID, give him a phone number. Hope that's not someone's real phone number, and also an email. And if we had a street address, we would be able to enter that in for him as well. So now we can search up Mr. Henry. And there we go. We have Henry. But now let's say we have another bowler. Let's see here. Actually, let's go back to Henry. He'll be a good example. So Henry Mills should actually be Henry Allen. If we want to merge these two players, we can just click here on the little check boxes. It says two bowlers selected. You can either delete both of them or merge them. So if you click merge here, it's going to ask you which one you want to keep. So which name is more accurate, Henry Allen or Henry Mills? And then this would merge their players and all their games as well. Speaking of games, that's something you can do from this tab. So if we go back to the bowlers tab and we click on a bowler here, we'll look at Daniel Barrett Jr. We can actually see their entire league histories in here. So this person is only in one league. If they were in multiple leagues, they would also show up down here. You can see what they bowled, their average, everything. We will click on this, and this will show their entire bowling history in this league. Gives you that option there as well. And this is pretty much how you would manage your bowlers within your center. So as long as they're in this list here, they're available to any league within the center, not just a specific league. And that would be how you manage your roster and your master bowler list. Next, we're going to move on to sending the roster to the lanes. So now that you've played around with your roster, you're happy with how you've all set up. We were looking, I think, at week 9 here. You've got this all changed around. You want to send this out to the lanes. Well, next, what you can do is you can export the roster to your scoring system, and then from your scoring system out to the lanes. What you will need to do here is you will just go up here, export roster, click on this, and then you will be able to select which week you want to export. So we can export week 9, but we have the option of exporting any week that we want down to the lanes. You can export roster, and that will export to the saved path that you have. Obviously, I'm not in a bowling center right now, so this is not set up. However, if you do have this set up in your bowling center, this will export to your scoring system, and it will be available under likely your leagues. Next, we're going to move on to editing game scores and match points. So looking at the tabs here, we're on the Teams tab. We want to move over to the Weekly Standings tab. This is where you're going to find all the weekly matches between your teams here. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see each match that came in. And this is probably one of the more interactive pages that you might work with here. So if we just click on a team here, you can hit the little pencil icon to bring you into this view here. This view here is exactly what you get back from your scoring system. In this case, this is a Conqueror Center, so this is what came back from Conqueror. So as we can see here, we have every person's game, all the points added, the total points, as well as all the pins, handicap, and whatnot. Now say you have a head-to-head match where you need to actually change the bowler lineup where points will actually matter based on the order. Say Tony was actually facing Drew. They use number 1-1. Can drag and drop, and that would automatically update your points there. This is not a head-to-head league, but this is how you would take care of this. We'll move him back there. See here, we've got an absent person. So if we need to mark them as absent, we would do that here. If we want to mark someone as injured, we can also do that, or we can also mark them as vacant as well. We'll put them back to absent. Now let's say we want to edit a game. We can go into a game. We can click on the game. There's a little pencil icon that pops up. We can click this, and we have a couple options here. First option is we can actually change the pins that we specifically want. So if we want to give him the most accurate representation of what he bowled, we can do that. Or if we want, we can just override their score and give them random pins if they don't care that much about what their pin. So instead of a 192, he should have a 193. That 10 pin fell late, something like that, and the scoring system didn't catch it. You hit save and close, and then that would be updated there. So we have that option there. One thing we can also do is we can always find a game in our system. Since every game that's bowled in a LaneTalk Connected Center is stored in the database, we can always find it. So if we go here to game 2, we're looking at game 256. Let's delete this game. Yep, we're going to do that. And we can go in here, we can add the add button. And it's going to automatically search based off these parameters here. So these, you can just think of these as filters. So we're filtering on team name, player name, and expected lane based on what you've set up in your lane assignments. Now you can always delete these, and you should be able to still search on them. So it's still looking for Glenn Tanner on the 24th of June, 2026. It knows that we've already got games 1 and 3, excuse me. We're looking for game 2, 256. We click on that. We want to assign it to Glenn. He's the only one missing a game. And there we go. He's updated back in there. Say we need to adjust his handicap for some reason. Say it should be a 12, not an 11. We can just type in here 12. Boom. He's already adjusted for his handicap. We'll set that back there. And this becomes very powerful if you want to do something like a pre-bowl. So say we remove Glenn entirely. Let's just pretend he, didn't bowl. We can go here. It's going to look for Glenn Tanner. Like it said, now it's looking for all 3 games. However, we can clear this date function here. And we're still expecting lane 1. We'll get rid of lane 1. Okay, now it's found every game of Glenn Tanner's that he's bowled in the league under the team McDonald's. So we can actually, if we wanted, assign different games. You can see game number right here, score right here, and what lane they were on as well, what day. So this becomes powerful if you know maybe what date your bowler's pre-bowled, and you go in, put in the date, and you'll be able to just select which games. You can take out McDonald's, say they didn't put their team name down on the lane when they pre-bowled. They might not even put their last name on. So maybe you don't perhaps know, can't remember what lane they bowled on, but you might be able to get a good idea by clearing all of these and putting it. You could probably remember. It's like, oh yeah, he was on lane 6. Yeah, he came in the 15th. Say that was a Wednesday or something like that. So yep, there's Glenn. That was his pre-bowl. You want to assign it to Glenn. You can always assign it to an unspecified bowler as well. We just want to set it back to Glenn. Actually, we don't want to mess with that. But that is how you would take care of a pre-bowl. So essentially, you would just go through this, add the 3 games, and boom, there and there. Now, one thing you might see, we're going to delete Glenn one more time here, is someone come in that's never bowled on the team before. So say they're a sub, they're coming from out of town and they're subbing for somebody. So let's say Let's create a game here. We'll deselect all of these. We will set this to unspecified. This is how you would add a new bowler manually if you wanted as well. So you're getting a good taste of that. So we'll go here, create game. So now we can do the whole pin thing again. This pops up again, or you can do the score thing, which we're going to do here. So we're actually going to give them, let's say Brad Pitt came into town and he wanted to bowl. So let's say he's actually pretty good. We'll say 156. Let's say he's average, okay. 188. I'm just kind of slapping the keyboard around here. And 168. Okay. He's an okay bowler. So Mr. Pitt has come into our bowling alley. He is bowled. We have added him in here. He was a sub. He's never bowled here before. And you'll notice very quickly that he turns orange. This is signifying to let you know that we have Brad, we have his scores. We don't know what we want to do with him yet. So the league manager is letting you know, what do you want to do with him? Oh, it's like, okay. So what do we want to do with Brad? Well, we can come over here. We can go to the 3 dots and we can manage him. It's like, okay, so how do we want to manage him? Do we want to make him a team sub? Do we want to make him on the team, part of the team? Can already select a team bowler. Oh, maybe someone got goofy, changed their name of the scoring system, and they should actually be Glenn Tanner. That's actually Glenn. Or we can throw him in the sub pool. So Mr. Brad Pitt came in. He wants to be on the sub pool. And we can throw him in there if we want. But let's just throw him as a team substitute. We can give him average if we want. Say he had an incoming average or whatever. We're just going to leave it as nothing. Might take us a minute here. All right. It says bowler connected to team. Brad Pitt is now on McDonald's. We go over here to teams. We're going to look at week 9. Week 9, we are looking for McDonald's. I should grab the team number. Look, there he is. So Brad Pitt came in. He's now on the team. And he is the 4th man. Obviously, we want to get rid of him. And we're also going to remove him from the bowling center. Oops. Well, we'll remove from the team. And we will apply that for every week onwards. We don't want him to come back. All right, let's get out of here. That makes sense when it came up. And let's go back to weekly standings, just so we get this all set back right. So Brad Pitt, probably should have done that first before I delete him from the thing. He came back. And lastly, if you want to quickly add a vacant to your team, say it looks like this, came back like this, you're missing something. How do you add a vacant? Well, luckily we have this nifty little button here, add vacant. It's going to pop them in instantly with your vacant score set as well as the handicap in the system. And lastly, if you need to just manually override your points, this is a 7-point league. You got 5 and 2, that's 7, but for some reason you just want to override this, you can make this 4 and 3. You can do that as well. Might need to give it a little bit time to update. See, yep, 4 and 3, or if just for whatever reason you want to give these guys, you want to give them 6, but you still want to give them 3. Now that's 9. You still have that capability, so you can override and give whatever you want. And we're going to reset that back to calculated. We will remove this guy, and we will re-add Glenn. And then lastly up here, you can navigate quickly through all your weeks and quickly through all your teams. And that is how you'd manage your weekly standings as on a week-to-week basis.